You can absolutely design your life the way you want, but being attached to nothing is actually the highest form of peace. So, a lot of people have many desires, a lot of goals that they want to achieve, and that's all fine, that's great. But you should not limit yourself to what is possible because you can't possibly know that, okay? Only your subconscious, only your souls sees the broader perspective, okay? It's like Bashar says that your higher self is on top of the mountain and can see everything, okay? Your physical mind is only limited to what has already happened and to what is happening. So your soul actually came here with a plan, okay? So you came in with this plan that, with things that you wanted to do, okay? The reason you incarnated is for, certain desires to come into fruition, right? So you had all these things that you wanted to accomplish, and you're here to fulfill them. But the thing is that your physical mind only basically receives the information from the higher mind, okay, from your soul. So when you get like an image in your mind that you think of as your ideal, the things that you want to manifest, it's not that that particular image has to come into fruition, okay? But it can be the driving engine for you to basically get up and go, okay? So when you basically let go of what you think should happen, then you basically open the gateway for miracles to happen and for your higher self to work through you. So you can set all these intentions, okay, for your desires to manifest in a specific way, or even make a list of the specific things that you want to manifest. You can even revise your whole life, okay, and be a completely different person. But I have found that you'll have the most peace within yourself when you're literally attached to nothing, okay? You don't care about things happening a certain way, okay? If people think this of that of you, okay? Even if I made a video recently about perception, and that if you want to be perceived a certain way, then you should command for that. And in a way that's true, okay, but it's not like you should um it's like you command it, but you are not attached to whether this actually happens, right? So you are basically showing up as the full version of yourself, okay, your ideal version. If people accept that or not, that is their problem, okay? But you should, yes, command for reality to work and bend in your favor, but you should not be attached to whether something happens in a particular way, because you can never know if that way is actually the best way, okay? So you should not even revise your whole life. If you had a difficult life, or if you um were a certain way that you're not necessarily proud of, I mean, it's up to you, of course, but if you just let go and let the higher mind do the work for you, then you will find that you're so much more at peace, because you're not worried about the best outcome in the situation, right? So you can just live your life and let go and trust that your higher self knows best, okay? So it will automatically revise things for you if you subconsciously feel like that's best for you, okay? So it's actually crazy that we think that we should do all these things, but if we just allow for the higher mind to do the work for us, then we can actually chill and lay back and focus on other things, right? Such as, really living in the present moment and following our purpose, rather than worrying about, um, things that have already happened that don't actually really matter that much, such as like revising the past or something like that. Um, you know, I mean, I know a lot of people are into that with manifestation because obviously the past is still, you know, in a certain way a part of us. So sometimes we are not very happy about what we did in the past, who we were. So, yes, we can change that. But, you know, maybe our past can still serve a purpose that, you know, be could still mean something for us, right, in this present moment, and could still help us in a way that we don't know of. So, when you're a full human being, you work together with your higher mind, okay? So, you let your ego and your soul work together in order to make the right decisions, in order to be on the right path, okay? So, you let the communication from your higher mind work through you and as you, okay? Because you are one with the higher mind, okay? It is you, it is a greater part of you, so it knows more than your ego does, right? So that is why you should not think that you know everything, because you don't, okay? And that is also why when you think that you should do a certain thing but something inside you tells you no, but you still do it anyway, you'll often find that you end up struggling, or you end up not where you're supposed to be, and it's because you weren't listening to what your intuition, aka your higher mind, told you to do, right? So the more you actually lean into the fact that you have this higher mind that is always trying to guide you, then you will find that you will be more on the right paths than not, okay? So, but a lot of people are so egotistical that they think that they know better, and then they end up being frustrated that they wind up on on the wrong path, right? So, but that is actually because they're too stubborn to admit that they don't have the full picture, okay? They are not completely in charge of what should happen, okay? And to know what's best for them, okay? So you're always being guided by your higher self, your spirit guide, and your angels, even your deceased loved one. So, if there's a part of us that should be revised or should be let go of, ideally, then we can trust that the higher mind will do that for us, right? As long as we are allowing of that to happen, as long as we are not attached to how this is going to happen, then we can trust that the higher mind will lead us towards the right paths. Okay, it will not lead us astray because it is you, as I said before, it wants the best for you. Okay, so yes, just stop thinking that you should know everything and that you know what's best, because you cannot, you don't. Okay, so yeah, just always remind yourself that you have this greater part of you that always knows the right direction for you. Okay, it knows a path of least resistance to get you towards what you want. So if you're struggling, if you're striving too much for things, then you are going upstream and it's gonna take longer and it's gonna be harder for you. But if you work in concert with your higher mind, then you will always take the path of least resistance, even if it doesn't seem logical in the present moment, right? You can go left and right and all, you can take all these different directions, but you'll always wind up exactly where you need to be at the right time if you work together with it, okay? Thank you so much for watching. If you want one-on-one coaching with me, the link is in my bio. You can also find access to my website and read my free articles. And I love you. Bye.